Welcome back to the Boo Tragedies. Today is day 2 of MiniCamp. Day 1 wrapped up yesterday. Everyone was reportedly there in the building. Only guys that did not participate was Michael Thomas, Marcus Davenport, and Peyton Turner. All of those guys are rehabbing or, from some type of injury. Other than that, everyone was there, and I've been reading a lot. Obviously, I didn't go to, the MiniCamp practices, but a lot of fans were there. A lot of reporters were there. I've been reading a lot of stories about things that stood out, players that stood out, kind of how the offense and defense lined up. Starting off with the defensive side of the ball, the front four were Carl Granderson, David Onyemata, Shy Tuttle, Cam Jordan for most of the day. Obviously, Carl Granderson won't be in that spot when Peyton Turner and or Marcus Davenport is back, but it basically shows he's going to be the next guy up in the rotation right there. The linebackers were Demario Davis and also Pete Warner. That's no surprise at all. Then you have Marcus May and Tyrann Mathieu at your safety spots. Paulson Adebo, Marshawn Lattimore starting at your corners. And obviously C.J. Gardner-Johnson in that nickel, that slot role. So that's no surprises on the defense, man. When all of those guys are back, Davenport and Peyton Turner out there, Marcus May is healthy and not suspended. That's a top defense, man. That's a top defense in the NFL. If they do not add anyone else, that is still a top 5 defense in the NFL right now today. Now on to the offense, the offensive line, which I said I'll be watching closely. They started James Hurst at left tackle today. Don't panic. Trevor Penning probably will win this job. Not even probably. Trevor Penning will be the start left tackle for the Saints. I'm super confident in that, but they're not just going to give it to him day one. So James Hurst, he got to start out there. Him, Andres Pete, Eric McCoy, Cesar Ruiz, and obviously Ryan Ramczyk. Those guys were out there starting today, but 100% sure that Penny's going to win that job. You don't take a guy in the first round to bench him. But I do like how the Saints are taking him slowly, slowly getting him into things. Don't want to rush him. Let him get his technique better and stuff like that before we get the pads on. And he'll be ready to go once the season is in front of us. Also, I'm going to kind of talk about some key players I saw in so many different stories. Number one guy, Bryce Thompson. If you were following this page, last year, Bryce Thompson, when I did his film breakdown, I thought he could be a guy that potentially made the team as an undrafted free agent last year. He didn't, but the Saints kept him around. Practice squad kind of groomed him to get better for this season, and once again, we're back at it in mini camps. He's looking good, apparently. They got work at cornerback, nickel, and safety. That's absolutely fantastic for him because getting work at all three of those positions, you have a better chance to make this team. If you're just a corner, it's going to be tough. If you're just a safety, it's going to be tough. If you only can play nickel, that's going to be tough. A guy that's that versatile can play all three positions. Man, if someone goes down at any one of those positions, you can step up. That's kind of how P.J. Williams has been a part of this team for so long. That's also why Gardner-Johnson's so good. He can play multiple positions. If Bryce Thompson keeps doing that, he may make this 53-man roster, and I wouldn't be surprised one bit. I think he's that good. Also, Jarvis Landry. Man, if you've seen the highlight videos, I say highlight videos, but just the videos coming out of MiniCamp, Jarvis Landry was shining one-hand catches, man, looking sharp, looking fast. Obviously, it's non-contact, no pads, but the guy looks good, man. The guy looks good. If you remember, I said we should temper expectations for him because I've said a long time, man, Jarvis is injury-prone. He was with the Browns, man. Every time he was on the field, now he played great, but after like week 4 or 5, he's always getting these nagging injuries. He had a knee injury, a hip injury, things like that. Just nagging injuries. He's getting kind of older. Hopefully, he's healthy because when he's healthy, he's an A+ guy. And man, he looked it today, just in pads, but he looked sharp. He looked fast. Hopefully, the Saints can preserve him. He's also not going to be getting 150 targets and stuff, so we can keep him healthy for the entire season, and he's going to be a great addition for us. I'm looking forward to this day too, man. I'm really hoping that we get the one-on-one matchups between the corners and receivers. I would like to see that, man. That would just be great. Jarvis versus Lattimore, Olave versus Lattimore versus Adebo versus Alante, Bryce Thompson. Anybody versus anybody, man. One-on-ones, Deontay Hardy versus whoever. I just want to see it. There's going to be some interesting matchups. Guys going to get a lot of different looks just because there's so many receivers and so many corners for us and safeties. That there's going to be a lot of different matchups, and we're good. We're deep at all of those positions. So I'm definitely going to be intrigued and into that if they, do them for this mandatory minicamp. If not, I guess we'll just have to wait for training camp. But, man, I'm excited for day 2. We'll see what's in store today, hopefully. We get a lot more footage, a lot more pictures, man. I loved everything that came out of day 1. It was super good on Twitter, even Facebook, which I don't really get on. YouTube, everybody had content. I love it. Appreciate y'all for watching all those videos yesterday. I know I kind of bombarded y'all with like 4 or 5 videos, a couple shorts, but hey, it's almost that time, and I can't wait for it. But as always, man, it's the Boo Tragedies, and I'm out.